Hey, everybody. One second. Okay. Happy Teller Tuesday. Hopefully, y'all are having a good day. Me, not so much, but that's what I have you guys here for, right? When you have a crappy day, you have your YouTube fam to talk to. I know I'm like a minute early, but I guess that's okay, right? So, um, hey, well, I'm glad you're back. I mentioned you the other day. I was kind of wondering what happened. I asked MBA about you the other day. I know, we've had a rough run around here. And after all that, that guy trolled me the other day, too. Oh no, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're feeling better at least. Um, it's been a rough run for us all. Oh, it's been rough, man. Uh, like I said, at least we have live streaming to do if we don't feel so good. I didn't go live yesterday. I was going to, and then Shane Dawson's new video came out, and Shane Dawson's new video just came out, so I have not watched it yet. I know I'm a little behind, so I'll have to get back over there and check it out after Jamie's live. I've been trying to get my place cleaned up because, hey Jeff, tomorrow the director of my housing are coming, so they want to come check everything out. So, you know, I don't think they want to hear about the lady upstairs anymore. They're not interested. I asked today about having a sit down with her, and it didn't seem like it was going very well. So it sounded like they don't want to do it. I mean, that stinks, having to live with somebody um, that has issues, and the issues are coming back on you. All right, see you later. I'm glad you stopped by. Well, you could message me on Instagram, if you need to talk. I'm always here. Hope things are going better with other things too. Hey, happy Halloween. Yay. Or Samhain. It's Samhain on Thursday as well for us pagan folk. Yeah, we got Samhain going this week. A lot of stuff going on. Hey, Steve. Hi, Nona. Hi. Um, so yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on this week. Samhain, Halloween, however you want to call it. For us pagan folks, it's Samhain. Oh, I had a war with myself like 5 minutes ago. Well, no, about an hour, Steve. I said, oh, I want to order some coffee from Dunkin'. I mean, I did get a cup of Dunkin' coffee this morning. Hey, Wonderfowl's Life. I did get a cup of Dunkin' coffee this morning. I have a pass, a $2 medium coffee pass that's good till Thursday. And I went to the library to go pick up my train ticket because Isabel wants to go back to the city for her birthday in December, and they just so happen to have the discounted train tickets the day before her birthday. So I wanted to take advantage of that. That's a good price, $11 round trip, because the handicap price is still $19 round trip. So I get there. Today is one of those days where if everything go wrong, it did. So yeah, I walked all the way to the library, which is not that close. It's like a 15-20 minute walk. I get there and they said the tickets aren't for sale till Friday. So I was there a few days early. All right, fine. I'll go there Friday and get there, when they open. I'll drop the kids on the bus and run right over to get the ticket. Um, and I did stop at Dunkin' on the way back, and that was good. I did get the $2 medium coffee, although I thought maybe I should get two. I don't know if that coupon says I'm allowed to have two. Not sure. But anywho, uh, yeah, I walked all the way there, walked all the way back. I had a job interview at Kohl's. If you don't know, I worked at Kohl's last Christmas, and I was pretty certain I had that in the bag, simply because I had worked there last year, and I was pretty damn good at the job. I had gotten all kinds of customer service chips and I hate the one thing I hate about working in retail is the pushing of credit cards. I'm somebody who doesn't belong having credit cards, and I know credit cards are bad for people. Debting is an addiction, just like eating or food or drugs or alcohol. So I don't want, I feel like, kind of bad pushing credit cards on people, but I did it. And I was pretty darn good at it last year. And, the way I see life is you go in positive and positive things will come out. The woman that hired me last year was the one who interviewed me today. And she was excited to see me. She was excited to see that I had applied. And they just didn't have an opening right now. But they still gave me an interview. They called me in for an interview knowing they didn't have any spots open. But she really wanted to give me the job because she knows that she doesn't have to train me at this point. She knows that I could bring in the customer service. She knows that, hey, Justin, she knows that the customers were a fan of mine last year. I had a lot of, they have a thing where you could, uh, yeah, right. Yeah, it was. And I don't drive a car. I can't drive a car. And I took Uber there. I thought, okay, I could do Uber because, I know I'm going to get the job. But it's definitely not a no. It's just they can't take me right now because they just hired 15 cashiers. But here's my argument here. Now, I was scheduled for they scheduled me for this interview last Monday or Tuesday. They knew I was coming today. It's not like they don't know who's coming and when. So you chose people that you have to train and are new to the company over somebody who's not new to the company and can handle the job and brings all kinds of customer service to your store. I mean, you knew I was coming. I mean, I don't know how many Kelly Moores are out there, but you could see that I worked there before. You could see ahead of time that it was me, and but she didn't say it was a definite no. What she said was that they hired 15 cashiers already, and if and when any of those, right, it makes no sense. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I'm not looking for a job for the whole year. Okay. I'm a disabled person, but I am allowed to work a little bit. I am allowed just because, somebody hates me on YouTube. But I am allowed to work a little bit. I'm allowed 20 hours a week, under $900 a month. So I am allowed to work the holidays. That's what I do. That's what I've been doing the last couple years is I work at the holidays and I'm off the rest of the year, just to get a little extra money for Christmas. And then I collect a tax check, which usually goes towards my vacations and things like that. That's how I afford to do things like that. Although now that I'm not going to go to the gym anymore, I could take that money and save it towards vacation too. But she said it's not a no. They're just hoping somebody will drop out. And if they do drop out, I'd be the first person they call. That's a hard case scenario. Yeah, it's not a no. I mean, I could tell she really wanted to take me because she even thought about putting me with doing trucks, but I can't get there at 6 o'clock in the morning the days that they need people to do trucks. So they do have one in Atlantic City, though. Do they still have the one in Atlantic City, or did that one close down? I don't remember. Was that one of the ones that? Hey, Chris. Is that one of the ones that got shut down with all the closings down there? They did have a Margaritaville for like a split minute. I don't go there that often. I've only been to Atlantic City once. I'd like to go back. So it's not a no. I mean, I can go back to the drawing board and see what Savers is willing to do. I've been begging them for a job. I don't know. For some reason, Savers isn't into hiring me for right now. But you know what? There's a positive to this, right? It's like they say, one door closes, another one opens, and maybe there's a better offer out there. I mean, the thing is, do I want to work in retail? No, I don't. I don't. it's something temporary for me. Like I said, it's only seasonal, so I'm not planning to stay there the whole year. Um, I mean, they know I'm not going to stay there the whole year. Um, and I'm sure they know that the other 15 cashiers they hired are not going to stay the whole year because they're expecting some to drop out. But I would at least, stay the full season as best as I can. So, and my availability is pretty decent because the kid's grandma will take care of the kids if need be. Um, but like I said, maybe there's a better offer out there. Um, Oddly, this is very strange because um, on Instagram, I post my, the daily story thing, and I'm noticing there's some pages with the blue check mark, checking that out, celebrity type folks. Yeah, no, yeah. Well, you know what it is? I feel like, with that, maybe somebody would notice me. I mean, when I was there last year, some lady asked me if I was a comedian. I thought she was being a smart aleck, and I said, "Well," and I was a smart aleck right back. Said, "Yes, actually, I am a comedian." She said, "Wow, that's great because you're really good at it." I thought she was upset with me or something. When somebody says, "Are you a comedian?" That's usually, but no, she was, no, she actually, yeah, but you know what? I'm really, maybe I'm not meant to be in a regular 9 to 5 job. I think we all know that. I'm here on YouTube to entertain and hoping something. But here's the thing is that, like I said, I'm noticing, like I said, on Instagram, when I post my stories on Instagram, I'm noticing some celebrities checking it out. I've had the two guys from O Town, Eric and Jacob, from O Town, checking out my daily stories. Yeah. Well, what it is? When I'm at home, it's not always funny. I mean, I come on here and do things. Well, you know what they say about comedians. Like, they could put a front, but when they're at home, they're actually the most depressed people on the face of the planet. I mean, I'm not always the most depressed person on the face of the planet, but I mean, I go through a lot, but I do my best. But yeah, so I know I'm not supposed to be stuck in the retail place. I mean, look what happened to the nanny. She started retail. She went to become a nanny, and then she married Mr. Sheffield, who is British. I mean, Charlie doesn't have any kids, but hey Harold, hey, I mean, the nanny, she was from Flushing, Queens. I was born in Elmhurst and lived in Flushing, Queens. I moved out here when I was 4, and I did sell Avon at one point. I did sell Avon at one point. I worked for Estee Lauder, so I guess, remember she sold her. I'm doing good. How are you? Crappy day, but I'm doing good anyways. Hey, Trinorama. She's, remember the nanny, she sold, well, that was an Avon, it was kind of a Avon kind of deal, and then she became a nanny by accident, and she married Mr. Sheffield. So, if it happened for her, that's not to say it wouldn't happen for me, right? I wasn't the best babysitter though. But the kids I babysat for were, imagine Jacob times 3. 3 kids with ADHD. Thankfully, I only have 1. I guess that's the next topic of life. Today may not be the funnest live of the night. So, but oh yeah, but on top of that, on top of not getting the job at Kohl's, hey, Be the Difference Clothing. So on top of not getting the job at Kohl's, I had a fight with myself this evening because I wanted more coffee, and I was going to order one. I said, no, no. I kept saying I want it, and no, don't get that coffee. Go on Mercari or something and get yourself a new palette or something. So by the time I went to go out, finally, like, the fight kind of ended with myself, and I was going to order the coffee. Yeah, well, can't do it now because Dunkin's closed apparently. As soon as I change my mind, the coffee's closed. DoorDash can't deliver no coffee. No, no coffee. I already have one. I had one. I had a medium because I had that $2 coffee pass. That's good till yeah, I know, that's a tough one. Well, Friday we got that pallet. So I mean, if I have coffee today and then wait till Friday to get the Shane Dawson pallet, I mean, that still works, don't it? Still got that going for me, you know. And trust me, I got the alarm set and everything for Friday to get online to order the Shane Dawson pallet. I still have to go watch the new episode today. That's out now. It came out late, so I didn't get to watch it before the live. Still a win. I mean, tomorrow morning I have to go to Jacob's school, so I could probably like maybe walk to Seb's before I go out and do that. Um, but that's another topic. There is so Jacob's not here, so it's easier to talk about that. Um, Frankie, you're really snoring today. So we had talked about Jacob's issues here a couple weeks ago. Yeah. Well, today's deer turd day for sure, Truckers Live. Today is a deer turd kind of day for sure. There was actually a video on Facebook where they were selling moose turds as like all kinds of, I mean, okay. They were selling, they actually had a clock 3:30, 3:30, 12:30, 1:30. And they actually had dingleberries and earrings with poops. I mean, if I could make money off of turds, I mean, I could. Frankie can conjure up quite a few. Oh boy, the things people will sell for cash is funny. I know we haven't had any name that Cheeto in a while. I think we'll have to do that again soon, you know. But yeah, today's definitely a turdy kind of day. Um, so I've been dealing with Jacob's school. We're having a very serious problem. Jacob needs to be transferred out of the school he's currently in because he is developmentally delayed along with ADHD. Unfortunately, there's really no medication out there that can help somebody who's developmentally delayed. So, um, my concern is, you know, that he's being wrongfully medicated. Um, I had a feeling this whole time, and I did my best to fight this. And you know, I'm being bullied and abused by his care team there. Um, mm, and I'm feeling really bad about it. You know, the thing is, you know, that's how this works. You know, these psychiatrists. You know, it's like any illness out there. You know, first of all, when somebody's diagnosed with a mental illness, think about all the money that these people get. All these psychiatrists and drug companies get once somebody's diagnosed, that's a forever patient right there. That's money, cha-ching, cha-ching, mentally ill. Poof, we can make loads of cash off this person, you know? So, yeah. So what Jacob is, he's developmentally delayed. He's not in the proper school. And you know, I was told to request you know, a meeting with the school district. And I thought that was going to be, you know, a no-brainer. Yeah, it does. And Jacob's on 6 different pills. Stuff in which I don't think he's supposed to be on because he's only 9 years old. You know, I'm telling you, I'm going to get a lawyer. I'm telling you, the next step, I'm getting a lawyer. I'm going to start suing some people. You know, I'm gonna start suing. I'm flat out like annoyed because I'm trying to be like a decent parent over here, and but the way that they're doing this is just horrible, you know, and yeah, he's on two doses of Ritalin, Lexapro, Abilify, and I forget the other one. It's called Guanfacine. That's the the generic brand of whatever that's supposed to be. Intuitive, that's what it's called. Intuitive, yeah. Um, this is just getting ridiculous. Um, and the thing is, you keep telling them not to do these things, and they keep doing it, and you know, this is somebody's life they're destroying. My own mother, admits that she's, that. See, when I was a kid, things were different. Okay, when it was me, dealing with being bullied and attacked in school, they wouldn't hold you on the same medication for long periods of time. They would just change it out every 6 weeks. But either way, it's still no good. You name it, I've been on it. The only things that I can tell you that I've never been on were like Valium or Clonopin. Those kinds of things I haven't been on, but everything else, you name it, I've been on it. That's what I got for being bullied as a kid. It was drugged. That doesn't solve the problem. Being removed from the situation helped. Now, I don't know if Jacob's being bullied or not, but he's definitely got some severe developmental issues. But drugging him ain't gonna help. And first of all, that's so dangerous. It's so dangerous and it's cruel and it's literally destroying somebody's life. That's what these psychiatrists do. Psychiatrists destroy people's lives with these chemicals. I'm sorry to say it like that, but that's how I see it because my life has been destroyed by these chemicals. It's bad for you, you know? I mean, I had to, at 33, 32, no, 32, at 32, I had 80% of my stomach removed because I couldn't lose weight because, well, it's a two-part problem, and I'll get to that in a minute. But, this is ridiculous, and so the district is refusing to give me a meeting to have him move to another school because his dopey vice principal says that they could just accommodate him. And what they mean by accommodating him is that they can just give him less demands. So that's basically giving the kid what he wants. Oh, he's too much of a hassle. Hey, Adelaide. Ah, gotcha, Steve. See, but the thing is, that's basically giving Jacob what he wants, you know? And but the thing is, the other school that they have here would teach him, life skills. Jacob is 9, going to be 10 in January. And the thing is, they're talking about just, doing it this way and hold off on the life skills for now. But the thing is, Jacob is 9 years old. If we don't start working on his life skills now, he's not going to get it. We're that's like a time of the essence, kind of thing. So, if we don't work on it now, he's definitely, doomed. I'm sorry to say it that way, and I'm trying the best that I can here, but, I mean, I'm not a social worker, a therapist, or anything like that. So, I'm at I didn't have these problems. I was mentally ill because I was bullied. I didn't have developmental issues or learning disabilities or things like that. I mean, when I was in, the 7th grade, I was reading at a 23rd grade level. Yes, they call it that. Grade 13th level, 13th grade, whatever, college level. So, and Jacob, he can only, to see, this is another thing is, you know, so the one problem that these schools have is a no kid left behind. I'm sorry, that's bull. No kid left behind. My son is in the 4th grade and he reads at a kindergarten level. But yet you're going to keep pushing him through. And I've requested them to keep him back and work with them. But now the school's saying, well, now it's time just to worry about, him learning basic life skills than to worry about, like, we have, state exams and, things like that. So they're more worried about him, getting basic life skills than that, but they don't want to send him to the other school. They want to keep him here and just, reduce the load on him, which is baloney because, like I said, that's basically giving the kid what he wants. You know, um, that's not how this works here. It's not how this works, and I mean, let's face it, this society is not kind to people who are mentally ill still. We're still very behind in how this whole thing works. And I mean, I'm high functioning and I'm stuck in the system. I want off this. I want off this island with this lady upstairs and living off, disability and things like that. I don't want to live like this forever. This is not a career goal for me. But unfortunately, I feel like for Jacob, it's not a choice. But I don't want to teach my kids that. I don't want to teach my kids that this is okay. No, it should not be allowed. And the thing is, when I requested a meeting with the school district, the vice principal, told them that they could just accommodate him there, and the school district is now refusing a meeting. The school district is now refusing to have the meeting, which my mom worked for a different school district, and she said they're technically not allowed to refuse if a parent is demanding it, but they are. So this is where I'm getting at. I need to get a lawyer. And on top of this, okay, he has a psychiatrist and therapist in the school. It's run by the state. It's called the Sagamore program. We have a children's long-term psychiatric hospital here on Long Island. So they have in their program in the schools. So, in case if a parent can't, deal with that. Yeah. Oh, it gets better. Hold on. It gets better for legal issues. I mean, I don't want to go around suing people, but I'm about ready to get it going. So the other issue, hey Dustin. So here's the other issue is that so he has a psychiatrist and the therapist in the school, right? Now when Jacob has some kind of meltdown, this psychiatrist is supposed to assess him when he's it's going, Dustin. How's your channel going? Been busy outside, but there'll be some new stuff coming our way. We got the week of Jeffree Star. I'll be ordering the palette this week. Looks like I'll be going to the outlets on November 11th. So I got retail therapy coming my way. Oh, Saturday I'll be going to Savers, so maybe we'll get a video out of that too. So yeah. So these people are supposed to assess him when he has, a meltdown in the school, but they're not. I actually had this school is very dumb because they gave me a parent trainer that comes to the house, and the person who they gave me actually works at the school in what's called an ALR room. So when a kid is having a meltdown, they have these rooms where the kid has to go in and, oh, you don't? Oh, I gotcha. Well, that's easy enough. You should get a channel. I'd check you out. You're always here, we'd support you. Yeah, so this parent trainer they sent here actually works in this room, and she told me yesterday two things. She said that when Jacob has these meltdowns, the psychiatrist who's supposed to be assessing Jacob never comes out of her office. So when he's having a meltdown, the psychiatrist who's not, assessing him never comes out of the office, and she automatically calls the cops. I don't know if you know this, but a few months ago, was that I think it was last May or June, might have been June, last May or June, Jacob had a meltdown. That's exactly what she did. She called the cops on Jacob. She didn't even wait for me to show up. Jacob's only 9 years old. He wasn't hurting anybody. He was just having, a meltdown. So they called the cops without me present. They didn't wait for me to get there. Hi, Jamie. They didn't wait for me to get there when they called the cops on him. Okay? So by the time I got the call, the cops had already picked up Jacob and took him to the hospital. I didn't get a choice here. So apparently that's what this psychiatrist likes to do. She likes to call the cops on kids because she doesn't want to assess kids. Oh, I'm telling you right now, this is a lawsuit all in itself. I don't even know which one I want to start with. But I'm telling you, I'm calling a lawyer soon because this lady who came to my house yesterday, she said this psychiatrist should be assessing his medication, and she's not doing that either. Well, I've known that all along. I've been asking them to change up his medication or but here's the other thing. They gave me this option, okay? About a month or two ago, they gave me an option to put Jacob inpatient. Now, Jacob's behavior is, it's like this, but none of that behavior warrants him to go into the hospital. Oh, by the way, the day that she called the cops on Jacob and had him taken to the psych hospital, they told me it was behavioral, not even mental health, so they didn't even understand why he was sent there. See what I'm saying? If the psychiatrist actually got off her duff and went and checked out Jacob, she would know that the behaviors that he's expressing is not even a mental health related thing. He's just trying to get attention and things like that. So she's just calling the cops on Jacob at this point. Apparently, there was a big fight at the school a few days ago, 3 kids involved, and they called the cops on those kids. Elementary school kids getting in a fist fight, and they called the cops. No, but you know what? I have to be honest though. Let's be honest. This is the way psych is in this country right now. They're all not doing their job because they're overworked and underpaid. But the thing is, Jacob he may have ADHD. I'll get that. But the thing is, there's something more going on here. We're just throwing pills at him. Now, here's another thing. My aunt, she actually is a retired physician's assistant. She worked for one of the state facilities, and she said now Jacob's IQ dropped. It went from a 90 to a 60, and I know that sounds really bad, but here's another thing: is my aunt said maybe the medication is dumbing him down. So maybe his medication is causing all these things to happen. Because the thing is, I saw a drastic change in Jacob when they started giving him the risperidone. Yeah, right. Now let me tell y'all something. I grew up in the hood. Okay, I grew up in the hood. I grew up in a very bad neighborhood, and I could tell you, fist fights are like minor where I grew up, and I don't remember cops being called ever, ever. I mean, we had kids slamming each other's faces into lockers and things like that, and there were no cops coming our way. That's funny, ain't it? Ah, well, thank you, Dustin. I appreciate that. Me too. But that's the thing, is I grew up in an area where fights and stuff is normal. The school never called the cops. But this school, they're that afraid? I mean, according to my mom, that's the new norm, is that they call the cops because they need a police report. They need a police report, in case. But the thing is,